Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Quantum Show. We are live. First hour, still setting up, of course. So, tonight, I am going to go over some topics about aliens. A couple of things have been coming up and out and about, and I want to bring them here because they're interesting, but sometimes a little bit dumb. And I'm like, okay, let's see what we got going on. And I uh, read about it, listened to what people said, and some of it's pretty dumb. Some of it's all interesting, but we'll go into it. So yeah, first hour setup. Got my notes. I see why you do this now, Rich. Notes are just easier because they are separate from this. I get it. I know I messed with you in the past. Hey, Amish boy, but I get it. So, oh, sorry. I think I blew on the microphone. And I just there's some dumb stuff I want to talk about today, like closed practices. Why? What? And division. Okay, let's see. The closed practice is not necessarily aliens, just topics. And the ufology community. Um, Taking sides. What the hell is that? And hey, Blue Chicken. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming by, Blue. And yeah, I was just I'm still doing setup and link sharing. I've been gone. I just got home, so I was like, "What am I doing? What's going on?" Yep, first, you nailed it. Do I sound okay? Put it in the chat. Do I sound okay? Because I can't hear myself. Well, I hear my like self in my head. And doing the thing. Doing first hour setup and link tossing. Wow, I've gotten 9 subscribers since last week. That's awesome. Hey, I sound okay. Deal. And going over to sounds yeah. Yep, I am tossing links around, passing the link around to watch, not join link. The watch link. Come on. All computers are slow, but geez, it's not pretty soon. And I will be doing like I've got a thumbnail and everything. But I'll do that after the show. And anything I come up with, I'll do it after the show. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm passing out links if you're just coming in. And this is what I do. Shadow does his own show. So he just did too. But he knows. I know. I got started late last week. Thanks for I don't know. Forgive me. I was out driving and I couldn't get here fast enough. I was an hour behind, and then I realized time zone change. Oh, crap. Well, all right. Happy birthday, Adam Driver. You play a human in a universe of aliens. And yeah, I just saw that on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is not dead yet. Alrighty then. Link is out there. I will be glad when I get. Okay. Yeah, I'm not using my phone. My phone is not the greatest phone in the world. I've done some streaming. That's how I started this stuff. But then I wanted a few more options, like being able to use the desktop features from this StreamYard. And I couldn't do that using a phone. And plus, it was all like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, that's what it looked like. Okay, aliens, and there's some stuff about I want to talk about, and there's quite a bit to talk about in the topic of aliens, and like pop culture. Okay, pop culture and aliens. Um, we have been being infiltrated by how I'm trying to rethink. I'm trying to rethink. I'm trying. Okay. Oh, I just got home. It was a long drive, even again, and I had just eaten, and something didn't like me too well. And on the way, I was like, "Ow, what's going on?" But that's just all okay. Pop culture, meaning TV shows and clothing, and pop culture, aliens, Whataburger, and Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever, and toys. I do toys also. Um, I love alien toys. And other than, oh man, I'm still recovering. Sorry. um, I may do a no, one take. One take. Okay. I do toys. A lot of toy stories have aliens, and it's always the same kind of us versus them. And why is it like that? It's because that's what works. That's what people know to sell toys. They make a story. It's us versus them, aliens versus humans. Final faction. Another alien on the surface of it. It seems like us versus them, humans versus aliens. But there's so much to it. I noticed it when it first came out. That's what that's one of the things that started me doing this quantum show, because something they've got something, right? They know something. And I don't think they consciously are aware of it. I think they are getting things like I got things, like other people get things, information on what to do. It's masked with the creative process. It happened to me, it happens to other people, and it seems to have happened to the writers of that. It's not much of a show, it's a web show, and they got like 15, 20-minute shows on YouTube. And okay, synopsis. It's 2025, right? Not too far from now. And they notice something happening on the moon, right? Take notes. This is good. They investigate, and they're watching the moon, and all of a sudden it's covered up with aliens, and they're like, "What? It's the Karn." That's the name of the bad guys in the line of toys. Sells toys. Good guys, bad guys. And then want the story is they want to decimate Earth by taking their natural resources. Okay. And the fights, the skirmishes, and then enter final faction, the Alpha Team, right? And apparently, in the past, before 2025, like now, an asteroid strikes the moon, and everybody doesn't do anything about it. What do? Asteroid hits the moon. Moon doesn't explode, no problem. No, everything's good. And apparently, it was a mothership, and aliens were inside. It's the Karn, and they build a base on the moon, and they use that as their launch platform to take over Earth's resources. Interesting, because they came in on an asteroid, presumably in suspended animation. Okay, we're getting to ufology soon. And they're here for resources. Why? Right? That's my biggest complaint. Yet the biggest interesting point. Why would a apparently spacefaring civilization sling an asteroid at Earth, hoping it would hit the moon, and try to take resources that they didn't need in the first place? Why? Because that's not the reason, right? It's not the reason. But then the story goes on, good guys, bad guys, and that's final faction. That's what sells toys. And there is a shadowy overlord, the queen, and no one yet knows what the queen looks like. It's part of the story. It's one of the Easter eggs. Hey, Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah. Monty, hey. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Appreciate it. Okay. I was just going over Final Faction, the story of aliens, right? In Final Faction. These aliens are created. They're not born. They came here, and apparently they're manufacturers. One's even called a synthoid. One's a brute. It's a big tough guy. One's a drone, and they're all portrayed as dumb, right? They're always getting their butts kicked, and the cartoon is, well, the YouTube show is all over the place. You got blood splatter, and I like this part. You got blood splatter, things getting their brains blasted out on a kid's show, right? And then Final Faction Alpha Team, um, and they're like unstoppable. That's the kids' part of it, right? That's sells toys. And how does all of this relate to real life and aliens in real life, right? Well, moon, asteroid hitting the moon, Oumuamua maybe? Oumuamua much? It came out, and I believe it was thought of in about 2017, 2018, long after Oumuamua had already taken off. And hey, Spider-Verse, no, sorry, don't remember you, but thanks for coming in. Okay, aliens on the moon. Where does that come from? The news. It comes from NASA. It comes from the missions that had scrubbed footage. And we all, okay, if you're in ufology, you know about the pictures that they say they didn't take. They say that were scrubbed. Look at the moon pics from back then. The sky is totally black, right? And if you look closely, just on a screen, you can see there's like smudge lines all around where there is something being shown. Um, and also something else. The cameras that they use, right, had finder marks or tick marks on the housing of the lens. Where are they? Why aren't they in the picture? They're in some but not others because they've been gone over, edited, and they were reporting things on the moon. Let me see. Oh, Justin, I do remember you now. Okay, hey, yeah. I do remember you. Glad you found me. Um Thanks for coming in and watching the show. Hit like and subscribe. Okay, where was I? Talking about aliens in the moon. Now that's that, right? And where do the writers get this idea from? They're not looking at the news. These guys, they're they're taking little bits and building around it. I did the same thing with Antarctica. Past show, I might go over it, maybe. We'll see. Um, and also the way they're putting everything together in that storyline, it just is like the shadowy overlord. What's driving these guys to take resources? That is first the resources thing is not it can't be the real reason. Why would aliens who can make intergalactic travel need our anything, right? Why would they come here for something that is probably abundant where they are? That in both ufology and final faction, that is always like, what does that mean? It's like, what's that movie? Scary movie with the aliens? I heard they can't get through wooden doors. It's perfect. Um, so what's going on? How do they get their information? Where does all this stuff come from? Because the toys are great. I really like them. I made a lot of customs from them, and the story is interesting. Their Facebook and Instagram is pretty cool. And but where does the idea come from? Where do all these ideas come from? And they kind of match what's going on in ufology, not word for word, but they kind of do. They kind of do. Like the moon, aliens, of course, aliens, and resources. What do they? That's a common thing. Shadowy overlord, the queen in Final Faction. What what is that? What? The queen, these other aliens, and I'm still waiting on Final Faction to say something like the Galactic Empire or the Federation or something like that. The Romulans, whatever. I'm still waiting for them to say something like that because they have and the way they have canceled a couple of aliens. They never made it to the line. One, well, the one that I remember that they canceled is the uh the little gray guys, right? They had that in Final Faction announced in the beginning, but it didn't make it to production. I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to the little big head gray guys coming in action figure form because they get expensive. The nice ones get really expensive to go buy them. And I love aliens. Well, they didn't make them, but they were in Final Faction at first, and they were in the promotional materials. We got little gray guys. I'm not discounting anything at this point, right? So I think there is like some kind of link. Everybody's getting information, us versus them, aliens. And then if you look at ufology, Lou Elizondo, oh my God, I am not evoking him. No. He was talking about threat, threat, threat. These aliens are threat. We're in danger. How how are we? How I was always, and ever since he started, I was like, the way he's acting, this is scripted. This is an op. He's acting that way because I had to act that way when I was in the army talking to general public, and I just saw it and I understood. He was on, I said it for a while now, on protocol. He was on protocol because the protocol is the rules that you go by, the rules that you go by when dealing with a certain topic and the public. And it turns out he was on protocol, and he said people were saying he was going through the community that he was a whistleblower and that he is estranged from the government. That was BS, right? No, he was on protocol. He was telling people what he was told to tell them. And he basically, I don't know, if you look now, you can see the people who love Lou, the people who knew he was BS from the beginning. This is me. These guys, I don't know, y'all. If you love Lou, put in the comments why. Why? Tell me why. I want to know why. I want to know what is attractive about that, and what's cool about Lou. Let me know. There we go. Hey, Nate, you're here. And the moon to go to Earth. Okay, I'm reading the chat now. Let's go through the chat. So, yeah, it's been a while, and yeah, okay. Moonbase should be a logical next step, I would imagine, to come here. Yes, it's like maybe like a way station or like the rest stop before you get to where you're going. You make sure everything's good before you get to where you're going, and like your car is good, food's good, you got your bathroom, whatever, right? On the way here, but from here out doesn't make a lot of sense. But on the way here, yeah. And I'm wondering why haven't they told us about a moon base yet? There's so much about the moon out there now. Why not tell us? Just tell us. You know, I don't get it. Okay, chat room. Lou Elizondo, not Blue. Mm. I'm looking. Monty says, "Have a look at that. Have a look at what? What am I looking at?" But okay. Anyway, so what does Final Faction know? The writers that gives them this storyline they're making up, and they know something. I went all over this in a previous video, and it's not so fresh on my mind now because that was like years ago. Blue Chicken is cool. Everybody, don't even think, because he is. You know it. I do not see a link, Monty. If you take off the HTTP in the link, copy paste, right, and then take off the HTTP, because I know it's supposed to be there, then it won't come up as a link, but I'll still see the text. I'll copy paste, put the HTTP back in there, and that way I can check out the link. Okay. Now that is the first thing I want to say about aliens, aliens, and because yeah, they know something. They know something. I mean, just when all this stuff started for me, Final Faction came out as a line, and it just felt right, and I didn't know why. So I kept going, kept feeling, and this is where I'm at now. They know something. They may not even realize that they got their hand on the ball like that because they're acting like it's a business. And I'm like, this it doesn't feel like that's what you're doing, guys. um it feels like y'all are drawing inspiration from something and not just other shows, other stories about aliens and us versus them, good guys, bad guys. Feels different. All right. Okay. I am not on Facebook right now. You can let me see. Yeah, I'm not on Facebook right now. It will get to me though. Let me see. Well, I can do Facebook here. Though I will. What is this? Oh, cool. I'm just now looking at my notifications for the hour, and Shadow's got sci-fi, Shadow Chat, politics, and sci-fi. Cool. Looks like a good show. I'll check it out. Okay. I am going to. Oh, I can't do. Forget it. I'll have to get it later. I don't have Messenger on my phone because it asks for too much. I'll check it later. Okay. Very relevant. All right. Let's make that special effort. Let me see here. All right. It just slows everything to a crawl when I get on Facebook and do anything else. I'm getting it. I'm getting the link up right now. It's still loading. I'm on a crazy connection and a slow one. Very relevant. Okay. I like reading the BBC News. Okay, I'm here now. Oh, Shadow. I wasn't even at home 2 hours ago when you messaged me. I'm sorry about that. All right. Got the link is. Yeah. Okay. Reading. NASA expects humans to live on the moon this decade. All right. I will leave this link in the chat for anyone. I still have Spider. Justin, I do have it. It still works. And I'm not much of a lightsaber guy. It was just an interesting one. Okay. The link is in the chat to read this BBC article. Let's see. I'm not going to read the entire article because it's a pretty big one. Let's see. Humans could stay on the moon for lengthy periods this decade. A NASA official has told BBC, I don't see them doing that. Maybe the super rich. Hey, let's send all the elites to the moon. See ya. Okay. Orion is currently such and such above the moon. Artemis. Orion. Oh, Orion spacecraft. Okay. Okay. Has a mannequin. All right. It's an unmanned space launch. it's a test. It's a big test. And they're seeing what all will happen, what will it take, and how to do it again. Technical difficulties. Okay. Oh, so inspiring. First step, long-term deep space exploration for not just the United States, but for the world. Then capitalism comes in and fucks it all up. By the way, the show is not for kids. If you're a kid, you're going to hear some bad words. Okay. Then if this was successful so far, it is. Okay. All right. Well, cool. I'm reading. I'm reading quickly and getting the gist of everything. And the link is in the chat if you want to read this also. Is there water on the moon South Pole? Step to go to Mars. Stable platform. Big picture of a rocket. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you, Monty, for sharing that. That is a good one. The moon has a crack in it. I want to see an article. Send me a link. Let's see. Hey, Maria. Yeah, we got cut off earlier. Sorry about that. Moon has a crack in it. Okay. And yeah, well, Artemis so far is working well. And they want to have people on the moon in 10 years living there. Let's send all the rich people up there. Let's send them. They're going to want to go anyway. They don't want to be down here on the ground with us peasants. Go ahead. See you later, rich elite people. We'll call it, I don't know what we'll call it, something dumb because got a thing when it comes to elites and rich people, and it pisses me off. And I can't. I had a very spirited conversation, and it pissed me off with Maria before the show, and it just we were talking about. Oh my god! Yes, quantum show. So, in good article, good article. Not as long as I thought it was going to be. It looked like a long one because BBC, and but it wasn't a huge article. It was one that you could actually read on your phone. I did not. I read it on the screen quickly. I mean, that was just what 2 minutes worth of me going, Artemis rocket. But okay, it would be neat to be able to go to the moon safely, or at least like not automatically dead. You know, I would like to know, will I not blow up? Will I not be stuck in a vacuum? Where's the bathroom at? And what will I be doing when I get there? Take pictures, lots of pictures. Mm-hmm. Send the elites to the moon. Oh man, that's a good one. Send the elites to the moon. I'm going to remember that for the subline. Has everyone watched Don't Look Up. If you haven't, it's a very good movie. It's one of them, not an indie film, but it wasn't advertised. It was a mainline film, but it was not. It was like one of the pay-per-view things. I need to start taking show notes, huh? Up movie or Don't Look Up. Oh, and your link will go into show notes also. After the show, I will put it in the description. All right. And why? Yeah, Eyes Wide Open. Hello. Thanks for joining. Why didn't Elon build and send this mission? That's a good question. Why didn't he? He doesn't have the oomph to go to the moon as far as the horsepower, I guess. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Why didn't Elon go to the moon? Or not him, right? But why didn't Elon? The question is, why didn't Elon build and send this mission? Good. Yeah, Elon, why didn't you? Why didn't you? Did it not cost enough? Do you need a challenge? There's your challenge. Go to the moon. Get something to the moon. I mean, Google did it a long time ago. Uh uh you're gonna let an AI upstage you, Elon? I I know how he feels about AI. He owns it. Owns an AI. He owns the GPT-3 engine, which runs a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a good engine. And he tells us to be scared of AI because it'll take our jobs. Meanwhile, he owns one of the most powerful ones in existence. And I'm like, Elon, you can fool some people, not everybody. Here at the Quantum Show, we're enlightened up in here. Okay. You're not fooling us. Bob Perkins, hello. I see you're in the chat. Okay. What? Yes. NASA is always covering something up. And yeah, I challenge Elon all the time. He never listens to me. He looks at me like, oh, you peasant, drive your little gasoline car. Mm. Well, thank you, Bob. And anyway, what was I talking about? Aliens. And okay, read the article. I'm such a bad show host, aren't I? Aren't I just a bad show host? Um, yeah, peasant. But still recovering. Still recovering. Okay. That okay. It's been a crazy 3 days. All kinds of running around. I'm sorry I'm coming off like I don't know what I'm doing. I really do, generally speaking. Just right now, I'm need water, long drive. And just what am I talking about? It's an interesting night. Some lady started beeping her horn at me in the parking lot earlier today, and it just threw me all off kilter, right? Because I got a little car parked next to a big truck, and I'm slowly leaving my parking spot next big car, me, her, coming around the big car. And she saw me, I saw her, she laid on her horn, and I'm like, and I can't see her yet. So she sees me stop, And she lays on her horn. I can't see her. She can't see me. Face to face, we see each other's cars, and it's just so seriously threw me all the way off kilter. And she lays on her horn, stops, everything stopped, and I'm like, "Is she gonna do anything?" And then I'm like, I lay on my horn. I'm like, "What?" And she rolls slowly in front of me and stops and looks at me, and I'm like, "Go, go." I'm still there. Go, 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 go. And she's like, I'm like, go, go, go. What are you waiting for? Go. It was just so, and it just, she was already, apparently, she was done. She was leaving. She went out of the parking lot, turned left. I turned right. It just, I don't know. It just threw me all off kilter. I haven't been able to think straight since that. And just one of them things messes with your head, you know? Okay. Oh, is that what Malcolm's mom? I don't know that one. I don't know that show. Yeah. Okay. Maria says in the chat they think humanity is destructive, and they are right. It it's like they're absolutely right. Humanity is destructive. What do we do? Shoot, the term shoot first, ask questions later. Why? When you shoot first, there might not be anyone to ask questions later, and that sucks. It serves, we're the bad neighbors, right? Aliens, when they drive past Earth, they roll their windows up, so they're like, "Oh God, don't look at us! Don't look at us!" as they go past. I've heard that as a joke, and it's true. We are destructive. So we're in a box. We are so in a box. I've said this everywhere. We're the lions. We're interesting. We're cool to look at, but we'll eat a a guy. We'll eat a people, right? So they hide. They protect themselves, and as they need something from us, they'll take it because they don't want to get eaten by the lions, which is us. And we're come on, first hour. I'm still gathering everything. Well, this has been an interesting first hour. Not too much. And I'm probably going to continue as I get some more feedback later on in the show if other people show up. And yes, okay. Eyes saying humanity is greedy. Yes. Maria saying wild things. So Cupid wild as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, it is. We are. And we're Earth is an outback, like a nature preserve, and we're the lions. We're the Bigfoot. That's us. No, not smart. Just killing them on sight. They're not getting afraid of us. No, not getting smart and conquering them, staying dumb and eating them. That's what more like what they're afraid of. And I don't think they're afraid of it. I think we've done it in the past. We've got some weird history. Earth has a weird history. If you look at the fantasy aspects of history. Okay, look at the Middle Ages. Look at the Dark Ages. Look at before the Dark Ages. Um okay, now not mainline history, but the fantastical elements of history, elves, and monsters and all that stuff, right? Where did they get that from? Where does that come from? And look at classical paintings and stories of lights in the sky. There's a bunch of them. Where does all that come from? Right? This is pre-Dark Age. Okay, Vatican. What does the Vatican have? A when it was at for a long time, they had one of the best telescopes on the planet, and it's called Lucifer. Why? Why is it a telescope? Why is it named Lucifer? You can Google this. I'm not making this stuff up. And a lot of this stuff, it sounds like alien incursions. Not incursions like an attack, incursion like they came here. And um all the stories of magic and the fantastical creatures that people would see, why is that stuff not happening anymore? It apparently it happened where someone wrote about it and recorded it. What what was all that based on? And I would love to hear what the hey Joe, hey, welcome to the show. I'm getting ready to wrap up first hour. So second hour, I will go over there. I will drop the link in the chat to join. And I will send you the link to join. You will get the link to join. But why is that stuff not working now? What is that? What happened? You know, where is it? Who was in charge of doing all that? Why don't we have any of that anymore? Okay. That is first hour. I'll be coming back in just a little while for the second hour, and I'm going to edit the show, put the new thumbnail, all that stuff. Um, maybe, or I'll just take a break and come back. All right. Yes, Giants, Giants. That is one of my favorite topics, and we will talk about Giants. Giants. Back in just a little while. Thanks for coming to the first hour Quantum Show. I need to take care of stuff. Okay, back in just a little while. Keep it quantum.